Tobela. This is Silent Assassin Khutšo Chuma, and this is yet another episode of Behind the Beat. The only thing about a man that is a man is his mind. Everything else you can find in a pig or a horse. These words, most of you are familiar with because it's of a song that you all love so much. It's of a song that the entire Khutšo Chuma catalogue has outperformed all of them. This is a song that you've listened to the most, you've watched the most, and the song 5 years later that you still quote the lyrics of from time to time. I recently saw a post about it, and it just warmed my heart to see that people still love that song till today. Usually songs just last a couple of months, a year at most, and then people are on to the next one. But with that one, it's been 5 years and you still love it. This is a song that I believe at this rate will become a classic if it hasn't been labeled that as yet. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not know, I'm speaking of Depth and Direction. It's an interesting story. Depth and Direction was the last song I did of the Chuma, underrated.
What's needed, I think,
it was the song I had the least faith in, and it was the song that I feel
living successfully is important as flying an airplane.
until the former
And here's some of the things that
So
I think
I
should be on
didn't
that
delete it, I kept it, and it was actually,
checklist, in my opinion.
apart from the spoken word, it was just a song that I thought would do okay. I actually thought about it
Without a rudder, he doesn't know where he's going. He then belongs to that 95% that he was living day
And
by
to my
day.
surprise, when it came out, that happened. But when in Depth and Direction, there were two favorites on the EP, but Depth and Direction was the number one
On
song.
that checklist might be the word
Best in terms of sales,
It's been called the most
listens,
important
everybody was
language
quoting
in the
Depth
world.
and Direction
Because
lyrics.
it's our attitude toward
It
our
was
world, toward all the people in it, that will determine
you know,
the
it
world's
doesn't mean
attitude
too
and
much
all the people's
because
attitude toward us. It's a simple thing. Most
when I
people
did the
can
song,
people will
I
react
did it in a very, very short space of time.
and our attitude is the greatest
Upon
gift
doing the
we
song,
can be given.
once it was completed, I
Only
thought
man has the
electric
godlike
identity
power to
was
make his surroundings
how
change
simple it
to
was.
fit him, because his environment will change as he
I thought I
changes.
didn't put enough
A
effort
man's
into making
environment
it.
is a merciless mirror
I thought I could have
of
done
him
it
as a human being.
and
And if he thinks his
I
environment
listened
can
to
stand a
it,
little improvement,
and I
all he
let
has to do is improve,
my
and his
partner
environment will
listen to it, and
improve
she
to
loved
reflect
it.
the changing man.
Okay, well, let's put it out there and see, you know. So
Third would be the word
upon putting it out, I just thought it was going to be like a filler.
the highest
I would not say a
function of a
filler.
human
It
being.
sounded good
The
because
only thing about a man that
the
is
most
a man
important thing on the song
his
for me
mind.
was the
Everything
spoken word
else
sound.
you can find in a
Because
pig
for me,
or a
that was
horse.
me speaking through my music.
It's true.
And what I mean by
So if
that
you want
is
to
that
develop something, this
that was
is
just
the place to start.
giving the listener a glimpse into how I think.
To spend a little time each day
And,
before a blank sheet of paper with our goal perhaps written at the top. And
I don't know how to
come up with some
explain
fresh,
it, but
new and exciting
this is
ideas.
generally my view of life,
The next point on our
how I think
checklist,
about
you
things.
might call the law of laws. That's what Emerson called it. Is great old law.
That was the most important thing. In
Our
fact,
rewards in life will always be
the
an
spoken
exact
word is about
proportion
17 minutes long, and I had listened to it so many times over
Never make another mistake as long as you
over a span of several months prior to creating the song. So it was something that I felt I needed to do a song with, so I can speak to my audience, since most of you will never get a chance to actually sit and have a conversation with me. Most people will not have a chance to come across maybe a recorded conversation with me on a deep and personal level. So I thought that, at the time I thought that, what, let me put it out through a song so people can kind of get an understanding of who Khutšo Chuma is. And in hindsight, I think it worked perfectly for the EP, which was an introductory EP. What happened then was, because looking at the Chuma narrative, it was me introducing myself to the world through my music, right? Giving people a picture of who I was. You can look at every song there. They give you a piece of, they just give you like a glimpse in terms of a piece of my identity as to who I am as a person. I think that actually gives you a glimpse into the kind of person I am in terms of how I think and how I view life. But when it gives you what is this?
The second word on our checklist might be the word
that glimpse into me, who I am in terms of my culture, who I am, and my background. Homesick tells you, the name is self-explanatory. Most of the time, I spent a lot of time away from home, so that tells you. So I felt like, looking back, I felt like Depth and Direction, not deleting it, was a great thing, because now it fits so perfectly with the project, and it accomplished the mission of the project, which was to introduce myself to the world, to listeners, so they kind of have an understanding of how I think and how I feel life. So the one thing that I feel was a great gift in all of this was seeing how the song was appreciated. You know, it wasn't just appreciated for how it sounded, but seeing that people actually listened to the lyrics. I think that's, for me, that was the most important thing. When I make music with lyrics, I'm not making it just for the sound. I'm trying to send a message, and a lot of people actually got the message through that. And I say this because a lot of the time people will be quoting some lines from the song, and a lot of people will actually understand where I was going with. So I feel like the song had accomplished its mission, which for me was a really great and heartwarming process. It's one of those things where you put something out and it does exactly what you intend for it, which is rare. Not many artists get to say that about them. For me, having to say that there's a song that is done that is the most amazing and most beautiful thing ever. More so, what I'm thankful for is the fact that people actually took time to listen to it. Just know the knowledge that people are interested in my work, people are interested in giving what people are interested in giving my gift, they're giving their time to my gifts or to my passions or to my work. It's the most amazing thing. I make music because I love making music. I make music because that's one of the very few ways that I can express myself. It is one of the very few ways that I can vent, just let out whatever it is that's going on inside. And for people to appreciate my work and to show my work so much love is the most amazing thing. And for that I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful to have you guys as supporters. Thank you for listening to my music. That's the first and most important thing. Just to giving someone that, just the amount of time you give to my music in your days and in your lives, I really appreciate you. Thanks very much for support. Thanks very much for coming through to gigs when I'm playing, when I'm hosting. But most importantly, I really appreciate connecting with you guys. I'm a loner. I'm mostly traveling alone. I mostly hang out alone. But the very few encounters that we have where we get to connect and get to know each other, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the love you guys show me for what I do. And yeah, man, I look forward to giving you guys more music, making you more happier. I look forward to bumping into your events and gigs. There's a lot coming from the Assassin, and I hope and I'm looking forward to having you as a part of the journey. This was another edition of the Assassin's Lab. Peace out.